What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Sabby. Welcome to another episode of Self Mastery. Before I discuss today's topic, I just want to say thank you so much for watching my videos. It means a lot. And thank you for leaving such encouraging comments on my videos. I read them all and I feel deeply touched. It means a lot coming from you guys. I really appreciate the support. And it only encourages me to create more content. My intention always has been to serve, to share the knowledge and wisdom that I possess with you all. But know that I am not a guru, I'm not a saint, I'm not a master. I am also a student just like you all on this journey. I've been on this journey for a while. So, whatever knowledge and wisdom that I do have, my intention always has been to just share it with you all. But without further ado, let's get into today's topic. I'm excited about it because it is a powerful topic. How to transmute your sexual energy and attract and manifest the life that you desire. And also to manifest those riches, because with sexual transmutation comes riches. And I'll get into that later in this video. But the introduction, right? What inspired me to do this video? There is a book by Napoleon Hill. It's very popular. It's a commercial book. Think and Grow Rich. Now, Napoleon Hill, he is a wonderful researcher. And he has interviewed many successful multimillionaires of his time. And how he was able to do that was through his friendship and companionship with his friend or his fellow associate, Andrew Carnegie, who was once upon a time the richest man in the world. And through Andrew Carnegie, he was able to meet all these other successful people. And he compiled this book, Think and Grow Rich, which pretty much talks about success principles or successful characteristics and qualities that one must possess, one must cultivate within him or herself in order to attract, the life that they desire, whether it's wanting to be a multimillionaire, whether it's wanting to be a successful businessman, whatever it is, that book, if you read it, if you, live by that book, you'll become that individual. Now, in that book, there is a chapter on transmutation or sexual transmutation. Napoleon Hill, the thing is that he doesn't go in too much detail on what or how sexual transmutation occurs. Rather, he talks mostly about what it is, a brief overview. And the reason he does this is because he knows deep down the power of sexual transmutation, and he wants the reader to be curious about it. He wants the reader to do his or her own research in order to learn how to transmute sex energy. Now, when I first read that book a few years ago, right, I didn't really understand that chapter, and I wasn't really aware of what sexual transmutation was, so, I gave it up. But as I started getting on this semen retention NoFap journey, and over the years, being on it, I learned that it's powerful, right? The transmutation process is very powerful. And I really didn't know how to transmute energy, but through research, through watching other people, through Montauk Chia's book, right, Cultivating Sexual Energy, I learned how to transmute this energy into something of a higher nature. So you see in the book, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill talks about sex transmutation as transforming or changing thoughts that are dominant on the subject of sex, and you transform them into topics or thoughts of the field of work that you want to achieve, or the goals that you want to achieve, the mission that you're on, the purpose that you're striving for, right? So that's what he categorizes or describes sexual transmutation as. It's this process of taking this base desire for sex and you're turning it into something that's crystallized, more purified, and more spiritual, as so in your purpose, why you're here on this planet, right? Why you're here on this journey. Think of this as spiritual alchemy. Alchemy in itself was turning the base metal iron or lead into, this illustrious gold that everybody wanted. But spiritual alchemy is pretty much a similar concept, rather it's internal, right? You're taking those base desires of, this sex feeling, this arousal, this horniness, and you're channeling that energy for something greater. You're channeling this energy for something more meaningful, more worthwhile. It's going to sort of transmute, transform you, evolve you into a completely different version of yourself, pretty much a completely different human being altogether. And you'll feel that if you've been on this journey for a long time. But in this video, I'm going to break down the process of transmutation, how you can do it, how you can manifest the life of your dreams through this process. It's very simple, but obviously it requires will, it requires discipline, it requires sacrifice, and it requires you to be focused. But if you can do this process, I promise you, and I guarantee you that your life will forever be changed. You will not be the same person anymore. And that's the beauty of sex transmutation. Will you be richer? Yes, you will be way richer than you are now. Will you be more confident? Of course. And I'll discuss some more benefits as we go along. But let's talk about the first step in sex transmutation. The first step is retention. It's conservation of the energy. Now, as you guys all know, we all have this energy within us, but because of, the world or society drowning in over-sexualization, the culture is pornographic as we speak. Porn is a multi-billion-dollar industry. I would say, I don't know the statistic of how many people are addicted to porn or how many people watch it, but a lot of people watch it. It's something that has become normalized. And so, people are always depleting their life force energy, whether it's through masturbation, whether it's through this hookup culture that we have going on that's been so prominent for the last, 2, 3, 4 decades. You have the casual hookups on the weekend. Now you have dating apps, hookup apps, Tinder and all this. So you know how it is. You're familiar with it, right? So retention requires you to sort of separate yourself from society or from that mass conditioning of the race thought of sexualization, in the sense that you stop fornicating casually, you stop indulging in masturbation for recreational purposes, whatever, you're not taking participation in those actions anymore, because you realize that retention in itself is powerful, right? If you can just do retention, I promise you, your life will just change just by that one step. I guarantee you that for sure, right? You'll be just a different person altogether if you can just start retaining. But that is the first step of sex transmutation, is that you do not deplete your life force energy unnecessarily. You don't waste it. You don't ejaculate for no purpose at all. You see, the purpose of ejaculation always was to procreate, to create offspring, to have a child. But obviously now people are releasing because conditioning says so, because friends say so. The whole culture says that you must release in order to feel good. And it's sort of like a high now. It's sort of like this addiction, this drug. And it is similar to using drugs, because the chemical, what do you call them? The chemical, like dopamine, serotonin, all that, oxytocin that is released in your brain through ejaculation, it's like, you know, you're experiencing like a heroin dose or something like that. You know, it's up there. So obviously people are addicted to that feeling. And I get why for a lot of people it's hard to retain. But if you can retain, if you can sort of get away from watching porn and ejaculating, then you've already mastered the first step. Now, if you're someone that's been struggling with addiction of porn or addiction of sex, then I will highly recommend that you, one, do your own research, start getting into NoFap at least, right? Go to yourbrainonporn.com and read just the information that website has. I'll link it down in the description below so you guys are aware of what damage porn can do on your brain in itself. The list is a very long list, but you guys can take a look for yourself. But definitely I will highly recommend that you guys abstain for periods of time to really, you know, detox from this garbage that is really out there. But anyways, regardless, that's step number 1. You must retain. Now, step number 2 is cultivating this energy. To cultivate means to grow, to harness, to make bigger, right? So in order to cultivate this energy, I highly recommend that you guys, number 1, eat the proper foods, right? Take the proper supplements. Don't put junk in your body. Now, if you're retaining, I know naturally you're going to be more conscious of how you're treating your body, what you're putting inside your body. So definitely, in order to cultivate, you know, don't do any drugs. Don't drink excessively. Don't smoke tobacco or marijuana excessively. I would say you shouldn't even be smoking any cigarettes. I mean, I think we're in that time and age where, you know, we just know how harmful cigarettes and tobacco smoke is to the body. And so there's really no point in you retaining, but you're still putting all these harmful toxins in your body. You know, you're still going to be hurting yourself. So at the end of the day, it doesn't make any sense to put that junk in your body. You should have a healthy diet. You should be eating the right foods, right? Getting your proper carbs, proper veggies, fruits, lean meats, right? Drinking plenty of water. Your body is 70% water, so make sure you're drinking a lot of water, because water is crucial to cultivating this energy. Also, I will say that take your supplements, right? There's so many good supplements out there that can boost, you know, different parts of your body, like whether it's, you know, your hormones, like maca powder can really help regulate hormonal balance. There's, you know, ashwagandha, which is really good for stress hormones like cortisol. So make sure you're taking the right supplements. Make sure you're taking your vitamins. Make sure you're taking, you know, all the micronutrients that your body needs in order to cultivate this energy, to have it grow bigger and bigger, and, you know, to have it harnessed in a healthy way. Number 2, make sure you're getting proper sleep. Sleep is essential to recovery. Rest is crucial for not only your muscles to grow, not only for repair to be done at any, you know, given place in your body, but also you will notice that when you get proper rest, you feel more active, you feel more energetic, and you can feel this sexual energy within you. You can feel it in a more powerful way. And so it's adequate that you guys get proper rest, sleep at least 7 to 8 hours, and make sure that you are getting deep sleep. Make sure you're not, you know, waking up multiple times throughout the night. So make sure you're figuring out ways that you can improve your sleep cycles, because it's all part of the process. Lastly, I will say, make sure you're getting proper exercise. And even if you don't have to be a bodybuilder, you don't have to be a power lifter out here, but make sure you're at least going out, taking a brisk walk in the park, at least walking a mile or two, you know, at least for 30, 40 minutes. Make sure you're keeping your body active, keeping the blood flowing, keeping your muscles active. Make sure, you know, you're exercising. If you are into weightlifting, that can even be better for you, because not only will your muscles grow, your body get leaner, but you'll feel stronger and you'll feel more energetic, more alive, more vital in your beingness. And so these 3 things are crucial to cultivating this energy within yourself. Now, as I continue along, you'll realize why each step in this process matters, because when it comes to transmutation, you need to be at your tip-top shape, in tip-top form, in order to transmute this energy. Now, the next thing you need to do is circulate this energy within yourself. What is circulation? Just as blood circulates in your body or throughout your body, just as, when you breathe in oxygen and it circulates down to your lungs, and then oxygen goes obviously to your heart, but then that oxygenated blood travels all throughout your body and then comes back all within one heartbeat, right? It's crazy how fast and how complex the system is. But just as all that circulation happens, energy must be circulated too. Now, energy is non-physical, right? We cannot see it. We cannot, perceive it, so to speak, in these physical senses, but it's there, right? You can feel it. But I will say this, that most of the energy, sexual energy, in majority of the people is stagnant. And it's stagnant in their sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is the energy center of your sexual reproductive organs, mostly the penis and vagina. If you've noticed, when men become aroused, their penis gets, rock hard. And that's because all that sexual energy has been concentrated at that one specific point. Same thing can happen with women. Obviously, with women, the arousal process is different. They don't get hard, so to speak, but they do secrete fluids. And that's their sexual energy concentrated at that one specific spot as well. Now, there's a few tools I recommend in order to circulate sexual energy from the sacral chakra up through the spine, right, through the third eye chakra, up to your crown chakra, which is at the very top of your head. In order for you to circulate this energy, there's 3 practices you must undertake that will help you in this process. Number 1, I would recommend deep breathing. Breath work is very important, not only for, the circulation of sexual energy, but also, if you have anxiety within yourself, if you have nervousness, if you have any sort of fear, whatever you have within yourself that's unsettling, those unsettling emotions, those discomforting feelings that you have, deep belly breathing can really help with that. And there's many videos on YouTube you can check out on deep belly breathing, and people go in depth with that topic, and there's so many different ways you can do it. There's the Wim Hof method. There's like a Wilhelm Reich kind of method on how deep belly breathing is. There's different, everybody has a different kind of system that you can research, but I highly recommend deep belly breathing, because when you have to understand that the breath and the soul go hand in hand. So when you can tune into that breath, right? If you can tune into that, you can pretty much allow that breath to sort of cleanse your entire body. You can allow it to calm anger if you're feeling angry in the moment. You can allow it to dissipate any negative thought you may have. You can allow breathing to sort of bring calmness upon you, right? Sort of allow you to relax and rest and clear your mind. And it just feels like you're being washed clean inside by this, just by breathing. And so breathing is a very powerful tool in order to circulate this energy from the sacral chakra throughout your whole body, right? And so I highly recommend breathing as the number 1 tool for circulation. Now I also recommend yoga, because yoga in itself is a beautiful, tool that the yogis and the mystics have used for a long time. And you see, the yoga has the potential to keep your body super flexible, super young, even up until old age. And a lot of, Indian mystics that practice yoga lifelong, you can see that their body is still so flexible, so agile, right? They can still move in childlike ways, even though they're so old when it comes to age. And the reason that they're able to do that is because of yoga. And obviously, you guys know there's many different forms of yoga, but even simple yoga in itself can change your life forever. It not only strengthens your muscles, but it also strengthens your bones. And also yoga can help, joints. And if you have any muscle aches and pains, it relieves all of that. but also yoga in itself circulates blood more freely throughout your body. It sort of opens up your vessels, your veins, and blood can flow in a more non-restricted way compared to when, your muscles are tight, it's hard, So not only does blood flow more freely, but this sexual energy that you have within yourself flows and circulates when you do yoga. Last thing I want to say is if you look into the Asian practices of Tai Chi or Qigong, these are primarily used to circulate energy through the body. And you will see that in these movements, even though they are body movements, you will see that breath work is heavily used. It's heavily combined with these movements, right? And the main use of these movements is to take this stagnant, stuck energy, this stuck sexual energy, and to move it through your body where you can feel the aliveness, where you can feel the vitality, and you can feel like it's like you're being cleansed from within. It's like this imagine it like a dirty car, and then you're taking a pressure washer and just pressure washing that car, and you can just see like the new look coming out again, right? And that's really what these movements are supposed to do. They're supposed to sort of clean you out in terms of energy. And I highly recommend these practices when it comes to circulating this sexual energy within your body. Lastly, the last step of this process is transformation. So transforming thoughts mentally of sexual nature, right? So whenever you get dominant thoughts of sex, right, you have urges and you just want to release, right? You just want to hook up, you just want to go find somebody, or you just want to, open up your screen and go to the, dirty website and you want to type it in. And, whenever you get those kind of sexual thoughts, that is where you want to take time to meditate, right? You want to take time to maybe take a cold shower because you want to transform those thoughts into thoughts that are purpose driven, thoughts that are going to take you to better places, so to speak, right? Because you see, I'm not saying sex is a bad thing or not. It's not a bad thing. Sex is a beautiful thing. I mean, obviously we create life through this beautiful act of sex, but you must understand that if you want to create a life of achievement, if you want to attain something worthwhile, if you want to, if you have a big dream, if you have a big goal, say you want to start a business, not even start a business, say you want to have a successful business, maybe you want to have a Fortune 500 company, maybe say, you want to be an actor or you want to be a big musician or whatever you want to do. I know everybody has unique and individualistic goals that are big, that are, super important to, each of you. I will say that sex transmutation plays a big part in helping you achieve these goals. So if you can take the basic thoughts of sex and sort of change them into thoughts of purpose, thoughts of goals, right? Sort of alchemize the entire process and alchemize your inner mind for success, and ambition, then you will realize that you will achieve a lot in this life, right? Not only will you achieve a lot in the field of work, but you'll notice that you become a completely different person in the process. You understand and you realize that you are confidence itself. Fear stands no chance against you because, through harnessing this sexual energy and cultivating it within your body, confidence is going to be super high, soaring through the roof, right? You'll be able to look at anybody in their eyes. Your posture will improve. Your voice will project more. You'll have more self-respect. So the way you carry yourself, other people will be able to pick on to it subconsciously, right? You will be able to make your voice heard. Whatever you want to say, you will speak what's on your mind, right? You'll be more assertive, more direct, more confrontational, and not necessarily in a bad way, but you'll be more confrontational in the sense that whatever you want to say, you will say it, and you won't, fear anything. You won't be like nervous about what you're speaking. You'll be sure, you'll be certain about what you're speaking. And all of that comes from you harnessing this powerful energy. It's like you becoming a superhuman being, right? Fear itself will cease existing in your life, you know, and that's just a byproduct of transmuting this energy within yourself. And so obviously, naturally, you'll be open to taking on new opportunities, taking on new risks, so to speak. And they don't always have to be risks that are dangerous, but risks that can take you to the next level, right? You'll take newer leaps of faith in order to achieve the dreams that you have been dreaming for such a long time. And you'll see yourself as a completely different person than you have before, all because you've been able to transmute this energy within yourself. And so where do riches come in? Obviously, riches come in because, one, if you're spending most of your time focused on your career, focused on your work, focused on whatever field that you're in, naturally, you're going to excel. Naturally, you're going to become better and better. You're probably going to beat a lot of people that are in the same field as you. Not to say that there's any competition going on, but it's just going to happen, right? Because they're not retaining, they're not transmuting, but you are. You know the secret, right? You've done the work and you've been doing the work. So when you're naturally retaining and transmuting, you're going to become better than most of the people. You're going to become the top 20% that earn 80% of the results, right? It's the Pareto's distribution that top 20% of the people earn 80% of the income, and the top 20 are committed to excellence. And, you know, when you're transmuting this energy, you're committed to excellence. You're committed to being the best version of yourself. You're committed to making sure that you do whatever is necessary in order to achieve your goals and dreams. And naturally, if you're doing all of that, your income is going to double, it's going to triple, it's going to quadruple even, you know. And the longer you keep doing it, the longer you keep retaining and cultivating and transmuting, naturally your income is just going to grow and grow. And this is something that you have to try as an experiment in your own life. Now, I've already done this work, and I continue to do this work daily, monthly, weekly, right? Whatever. I'm doing it all the time because I've realized that this is now a lifestyle for me, right? In the beginning, it was something that I tried out and experimented with, but when I started seeing the results, I'm like, hey, this is a way of living for me now, right? I'm going to continue retaining and cultivating for the rest of my life as long as I need to, because this is how success comes. Now, it's not an overnight process where, you know, you're retaining and bam, you know, you're an overnight celebrity, but you'll notice within a year, even 2 years, you'll be completely unrecognizable. You'll be completely different than who you were before. You can maybe do like a before and after, right? Look at yourself, how you were before you started sex transmutation, and then notice yourself after, and you'll see a difference that's worlds apart, you know. And I'm not making this up. This is something you have to experience for yourself. But the riches come in, you know. One thing I also want to say about sex transmutation that a lot of people don't talk about is that when you retain this energy, when you harness this energy, you have to understand that your attraction power grows so much more. And by attraction power, I mean your vibrational frequency. It's through the roof. And when your vibrational energy is high, when it's exponentially farther, you know, than it's ever been before, you're quicker to manifest things that are on your mind. You're quicker to manifest your desires. You're quicker to start seeing results. Not even that, you think it and it's there, right? You dream about it and you can already start seeing the pieces being put together. And you can start seeing that you start attracting the people, the places, the necessary books, the necessary lectures, the necessary, help that you need at the right time in order to get your dreams accomplished. It's just crazy how the universe synchronizes everything as you start retaining and transmuting. Your consciousness takes on a different tone, so to speak, right? You become closer to the source itself. because now you're possessing all this spiritual energy within yourself. You're harnessing all this energy within yourself, and it's like you're at a completely different realm or completely different dimension of existence, and it's beautiful to see that. So I highly believe that sex transmutation increases your attraction power, and when your attraction power is increased, you're able to manifest your desires so much more quickly into your life. But do your own research. I will link some links down below, obviously to Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. There's another one called Outwitting the Devil. I found an audiobook on YouTube, so I'll link that for you all. It's free. Take a listen to it. But if you do want to buy the book, I'll link that below in the description as well. Now, there's one called Cultivating Male Sexual Energy by Montauk Chia. He's a Taoist teacher. Wonderful, wonderful book. I highly recommend. There's so much knowledge in there, wisdom in there. I'll also link that below. Maybe a copy of that to, you can buy it from Amazon. But I highly recommend that you guys do your own research on sex transmutation. I hope this video has been able to provide you with a summary or a brief overview of what sex transmutation is and how the process really works and how you can utilize it. And I broke it down into 4 different steps. But, the process itself is life-changing. And I know that if you guys embark on this journey, you will never be the same, so it's something you have to be ready for, but it's also something that I think this world needs desperately in order for us to start being aligned individuals and for all of us to start being on the right path, not only to achieve our dreams and our aspirations, but also just to be better human beings, to be better individuals in this world, and to provide light and service to, everybody. But this has been today's video. Give it a thumbs up if you found any value, if you learned anything new. Please share it with anybody that you feel inspired to share it with. I would really appreciate you doing that because I feel like, whoever can use this information, whoever can benefit from it, must watch this. But subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of videos, not only on semen retention and NoFap, but also on many different topics, law of attraction related. I also have, I have a multitude of different topics that I talk about because my influences are, vast. But thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys for taking the time to listen. Take care. Happy New Year. And I wish you all the best. Much love, peace, and I'll see you guys in the next video.